I came up with a way for us to have a baby of our own.
Was Mr. Morgan with you at that time or not?
I think we have a way to take down Drew Quartermain.
You need to find Cyrus's killer so I can thank them. If I don't cooperate, you could send me to prison.
General Hospital latest update. Sonny is on a collision course with Sidwell, setting the stage for an explosive rivalry. Nina plays a dangerous game with Drew that could backfire. Portia faces horror as Brad's betrayal puts her in Selena Wu's grip. Meanwhile, Joss considers a shocking WSB offer, and Drew turns against Jason. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. After watching these videos, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital spoilers. Sonny's collision course, Nina's dangerous game, Portia's horror. General Hospital spoilers for the week of March 3rd to 7th reveal that Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard, will find himself on a collision course while Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watrous, plays a dangerous game. Portia Robinson, Brooke Kerr will also face some horror, so let's talk about what's ahead in Port Charles. For starters, Christina Corinthos Davis, Kate Monsey. Fury should grow even stronger when it comes to Ava Jerome, Maura West. The show's been offering up some warning signs about the danger that could be brewing for Ava as a result. Meanwhile, Isaiah Gannon, Sandy Wilson will have good reasons to worry about Jordan Ashford, Tanisha Harper, and her Jen Sidwell, Carlo Rhoda plot. Jordan could get in too deep and land in more trouble than she bargained for. Of course, we have to talk about Sonny since he's on a collision course with Sidwell that can only end in an explosive rivalry. Sidwell's already been making moves against Sonny, and that may include the penthouse explosion that injured Michael Corinthos, Chad Duell. There's also the matter of Sidwell becoming Drew Quartermain's, Cameron Matheson ally and trying to target Sonny's territory using the Esplanade Project. Natalia Ramirez, Eva LaRue, is growing closer to Sonny, so that'll eventually bring more drama since Sidwell is her loathed ex-husband. Sonny and Sidwell may have a fierce face-off coming up as this builds to a major feud. In the meantime, Lois Cerullo, Rena Sofer, may feel like the walls are closing in when it comes to the Giovanni Giovanni Mazza's secret she's been keeping all these years. Brooke Lynn Quartermain's, Amanda Seton desire to reconnect with her long-lost child could bring some unwanted challenges for Lois in the cover-up department. Lulu Spencer's, Alexa Havens Bruning, will also do some snooping that could lead to problems as this General Hospital storyline moves along. Over with Nina, she'll play a dangerous game when it comes to Drew and the safe combination she stole. Nina is clearly up to no good, but this plan could backfire spectacularly if she's not careful. If Nina truly turns Willow Corinthos, Caitlin McMullen, against Drew, then he may decide to blow up her own relationship with Willow too. Drew could determine he has nothing left to lose and divulge sleeping with Nina. That threat will no doubt stay in the back of Nina's mind, but our predictions hint she may ignore it as she tries to set Drew up for a fall. Curtis Ashford, Donnell Turner, and Stella Henry, Vernee Watson will make some bold moves against Drew as well, but Portia will have her own issues to contend with. That's because Brad Cooper, Perry Shen, gave Selena Wu, Lydia Look, leverage on Portia in exchange for debt forgiveness. Once Portia realizes Brad's betrayed her and given Selena all the power, she's going to be both horrified and furious. Finally, Jack Brennan, Chris McKenna, will continue to take risks with all the secrets he's juggling. Will Carly Spencer, Laura Wright, uncover any clues about Brennan's Jason Morgan, Steve Burton frame-up and WSB deal with Jocelyn Jacks, Eden McCoy? General Hospital spoilers say the week of March 3rd to 7th will bring plenty of excitement, so we'll bring you updates on all the surprising news and heated confrontations ahead. Today's next update: Drew throws Jason under the bus, and Joss accepts Jack's offer to join the WSB. Today on General Hospital, Tracy's family disagrees with her latest move, Chase drops a bomb of an idea on Brooke Lynn, and Drew lies to Willow's face. In their room, Brooke Lynn finds Chase getting dressed. He explains he is headed to meet Dante at the gym. However, first he thinks he's come up with a way to have a baby of their own. He suggests asking Finn to be a sperm donor, that way their baby would be a part of both of them. Brooke Lynn asks if he's already talked to Finn about this. Chase says he'd never talked to Finn before her, but if she's on board, they could talk to him tonight. Brooke Lynn says this is a huge decision and they have to think about it. He notes it seems like she hates it. She doesn't, but she wants to have his baby, not his brother's, but she knows that's impossible. She points out that Finn takes being a father seriously, so he may not want them raising his biological child. She also says Christina and Molly tried to take this route and it ended badly. She asks what happens when their child eventually learns that their father is their uncle. Chase asks if they need to know. Brooke Lynn says she'd never want their child to feel they were a consolation prize. Chase says he needs to get to the gym and meet Dante. She feels she disappointed him, but he wants them to always be open and honest with one another. Tracy's family disagrees with her. In the living room, Tracy reveals to the family that a judge has ruled that Drew cannot use the Quartermain name. Gio, Ned, Lois, Olivia are stunned, but Tracy doesn't want Drew tarnishing their family name. Lois asks what about Scout. Tracy says she is Alan's granddaughter and will always be a Quartermain. Lois asks why Drew has to be a Kane then. Gio points out that he never knew his own father, and Scout will want the same last name as her dad. If she doesn't have the Quartermain name, she won't feel like she is one. Olivia agrees, and Scout has been through enough. She has lost her mother and her home. Tracy says she's trying to protect her father's legacy from Drew's machinations. Lois says Edward tarnished the family name just fine. Tracy tells Lois she's a guest, so butt out. Lois storms off, and Tracy asks Gio if something else is on his mind. Gio tells Tracy family is family, and you can't kick someone out because you don't like them. Olivia and Ned agree, and punishing Drew will only bring harm to Scout. Tracy tells Gio that he has no say in this as he's not a Quartermain, but if he was, he'd be a better one than Drew. Lois checks on Brooke Lynn, who tells her mom what Chase suggested about his brother being a sperm donor. Lois didn't see that one coming, and Brooke Lynn didn't either, and she doesn't know what to do. Kai and Trina make art. The museum, Trina is back on the stepladder working on her painting, and Kai continues his. She asks if he hadn't met her, does he think he'd still be playing football? Kai tells her that nothing she did distracted him during that final game, and he knows Quinn talked to her. Kai says Quinn is just looking for someone to blame, as the same thing can happen to Quinn. Injuries are inevitable, and his luck ran out. He doesn't want to think about never meeting her, as he'd be losing his mind right now if it weren't for her. He asks if Quinn was why she backed off seeing him. She says partly, but she also realized she took it upon herself to organize his life, and she should have respected him and his decisions. He admits she was pushy, but she also challenged him to open up and realize there are more possibilities than football out there. They get back to work, and Trina ends up tripping and falling, and Kai catches her. They then move in for a kiss. WSB Special Agent Joss Jax. In Jack's office, Joss tells him that she's not a spy, she's a college student. He tells her they'll train her, and she has the assets necessary to do the job, including wanting to make a difference in the world. She thinks he's mistaken as she tipped Cyrus off about the investigation into him, and Jack fed her the info that led her to the cabin. Jack argues that he only gave her clues and she figured them out. Admittedly, he did not think she would bring a gun to the cabin. However, what she did, killing Cyrus, had to be done. He points out she likely saved countless more lives. Jack tells her that she will have to work in the shadows, and she can tell no one, not even her mother, that she's working for the WSB. Joss asks why she'd want to work for them. He tells her that covert work helps change the world. He is offering her a life, a career in which she can use her athletic skills and mind to make a difference. He asks if she's studying anything at school that compares to that. She admits she isn't. He asks how she felt stopping Dex's killer from killing again. She says it felt like he did something good. Jack says there are many other dangerous people out there, and sometimes you have to go outside the system for the greater good. Joss says she won't kill people, and he says they have others to do that. He tells her she is a college student and will remain one, and she can get into places and ask questions others can't. He asks how that sounds to her. She feels she doesn't have much of a choice, as he could send her to prison. Jack says a coerced agent does him no good. He is offering her the opportunity to make a difference in the world and to challenge herself like never before. However, if she doesn't want it, that's fine. Whatever she chooses, he asks she never mention this to her mother. They'll forget this happened and she can go and get her degree in environmental science. Joss asks if he really thinks she'd make a good agent. He does, so she wants to do it for the reasons he said, but also for Dex. He says excellent, and she leaves tonight. Curtis and Stella plot against Drew. The hospital, Stella tells Curtis she talked to her friend, Congressman Doug Henderson. She says Congressman Henderson will meet with him, and he has to convince Doug that Drew is only out for himself. Curtis practices an approach on Stella, who pretends to be Doug. He tells Doug that Drew wants to be on the appropriation committee only to carry out his vendetta against Aurora, a company he founded, but it was taken from him. His need for revenge will hurt the people of Port Charles, as he's trying to derail the McConkey Esplanade, who was his mentor and predecessor. The Esplanade will bring economic growth to the city, and Aurora is a major employer in Port Charles. Stella thinks it will work. She tells Curtis that she's proud of him, but also worries Drew will retaliate. Curtis says she and his mama always told him to stand up for what's right, and taking down Drew is the right thing to do. Drew refuses to help Jason. At the PCPD, ADA Turner asks Drew if Jason was at his house last night during the hours Cyrus is believed to have been murdered. Drew says, "So this is what it has come down to. Jason is using his position as a congressman to cover up his crime." Drew throws Jason under the bus and says he was home alone and Jason is lying. He even offers to sign an official statement, and while he understands Jason's hatred of Cyrus, he can't lie for him. Carly lashes out at Drew over the man he's become. The ADA orders Jason to be taken to booking, and he is. Carly looks at Willow and asks, "Are you okay with all of this? What the hell has happened to you?" Willow states that if Drew says he wasn't with Jason, then he is telling the truth. Carly calls Drew a man hell-bent on sending his brother to jail and tells Willow that Drew is not the man she thinks he is. She tells Willow to wake up as she's having an affair with a man that doesn't exist. Willow asks Drew if they can leave, and he says they can, and that he'll give his statement to the ADA tomorrow. Meanwhile, Anna tells Turner she's getting way ahead of herself, and Jason's DNA isn't enough to convict him. Turner says Detective Bennett will take over the case and find all the evidence they need. Diane arrives and has words with ADA Turner. Diane argues anything Jason said prior to her arrival will be tossed out, including naming an alibi. Carly begs Anna to do something. Anna tells Carly that Turner tossed her off this case because she and Jason are friends. Carly says she needs to get Jason out of that cell and back with his son. Anna feels that's up to Diane. Anna tells Carly there is something she needs to know. Cyrus tried to make Michael one of his victims and almost did. Carly wants to know who killed Cyrus so she can thank them. Diane meets with Jason in the interrogation room. She says an alibi is a new tactic for him and feels his priorities have shifted, and it's because of his son. He maintains he was never at that cabin and doesn't even know where it is. She wonders who wants to frame him. He doesn't know, but he'd never make such a mistake as to leave his DNA behind. However, whoever planted it used the fact that he threatened Cyrus publicly to make him look guilty. Carly asks the ADA to speak to Jason, but she says she can't yet. Turner asks Carly why Jason would name an alibi that wouldn't work out. Carly says Drew is lying, and he's just like all the other congressmen in DC. Carly points out there is no body to charge Jason with murder, but Turner says many heard Jason promise to make Cyrus disappear. Plus, he had a motive. Cyrus killed Sam. Anna checks in on Jason and tells him that she's been taken off his case, but she is determined to find Cyrus' body. Jason says she won't, as Cyrus was taken out by a pro, one who doesn't leave tracks. That gets her thinking. Diane returns with an order from a judge to release Jason, and the judge agrees there is no case. Turner says they'll still make a case, which Diane insists she will fight. Diane goes with Jason to be processed, and Carly tells Anna that she's glad this is over. Anna says it's not, and whoever killed Cyrus set Jason up. If Cyrus' body is found, Jason will be back in here. She is determined to find out who framed Jason and planted that evidence. Willow moves in. Drew takes Willow home and says he's so sorry about what happened at the station. Willow doesn't understand why Carly kept calling him a liar. He says it's Carly's MO these days, and if she has anything that she wants to ask him. She has no questions, and he thanks her for believing in him. She knows they have a connection. She doesn't have to pretend with him, and he accepts her. Carly acts like he stole her from Michael. She regrets how Michael found out, but she chooses him completely and wants the world to know it. Willow says she and the kids would love to move in with him. They kiss. On the next General Hospital, Chase vents his frustrations to Dante. Lois tells Brooklyn this is her choice. Carly wonders what trouble Jack's been up to. Martin tells Tracy it's time to revisit the cease and desist discussion. Sidwell takes Lucky out again. Laura warns Sonny not to retaliate. Lulu pleads with her still unconscious brother that she can't lose him too. Thanks for watching this videos. Please hit the subscribe button for more updated news.